speaking of Night of Champions and pay-per-views and all that stuff, I'm just gonna say that honestly, the Brock Lesnar John Cena match is pretty much a foregone conclusion. No conclusion to this match other than Brock Lesnar retaining makes any sense and should not even be considered. So I'm not even going to go there. What I am going to look at are the possible matches of the night. And I know that WWE is loath to pay any real attention to the other titles that they have mid-carded pretty much. That is the Intercontinental title, the Tag Team titles, and the United States title. Never mind the Divas title. I'm not even going to go there either. Um, that's another issue that I'll bring up in a bit. But for right now, I just want to say that there's going to be a couple of inadvertent matches of the night, and those contenders happen to be for the United States title because actually I think between Sheamus and Cesaro, we're going to get the brutality and physicality that we really want to see. And this is the kind of match that it's just going to be a big old beat 'em up, beat down. There's not going to be much technical stuff going on. It's just going to be an all-out brawl between these two. And I think it's past due that we've actually seen something like this. I mean, these are two bruisers. Let's face it. These guys do nothing but fight. Yeah, Cesaro has technical skills and whatnot, but those are not going to be put to use very much in this match because Sheamus is a big guy and he's tough and physical and all that stuff, and he's just there to fight. And so expect a lot of power moves and a lot of hard hitting stuff. That's the kind of stuff I look forward to anyway. And I think those two are going to turn in a really good match. I think those two have the chemistry to pull it off. As uninteresting as Sheamus can be most of the time, I think Cesaro can bring the best out in him. And that's probably what we're going to see this Sunday. And the other match that I'm looking at is the Intercontinental title between Dolph Ziggler and Miz. Uh, Ziggler has to retain. Miz does not. No, just no. Just no. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to retract my statement and then see. I second guessed myself with choosing the second match of the night potential because I was thinking to myself, the tag titles are pretty interesting depending on who's carrying them. And I think the Usos versus the Dust Brothers, yes, I'm going to call them the Dust Brothers just for simplicity's sake. Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, those of you who like names rather than titles. But anyhow, um, I second guessed myself and I was gonna go with Miz and Ziggler, but honestly, I don't like Miz. I don't think he's very interesting. He bores me to death, and I would not miss him if he went away forever. This guy really doesn't contribute anything to the overall landscape of the WWE main roster, so I'm going to go back on on that and go with my initial second choice for match of the night, and that will be the tag team titles between the Dust Brothers and the Usos. We all know what the Usos are capable of. We all know what the Dust Brothers can do. And I think these two are going to turn in a really good match. Lots of, hard hitting stuff, lots of technical stuff. There's going to be a bit of, there's going to be some high flying here and there. This match is going to provide all the variety that we could ask for, and hopefully, and I'm seriously hoping that the Dust Brothers take home the tag titles because the Usos have gotten stale seriously, I mean, I've been listening to crowd reactions when they come out, and they've been kind of waning. I think people are kind of getting tired of the Usos. They kind of run the same shtick, each week. It's kind of the same thing with them. Um, it's, and I think people aren't really connecting with them in terms of mic presence and personality and whatnot. For some reason, they get behind the Dust Brothers and what they're doing better. The Dust Brothers are more over. Just the weird. I think it's the weirdness. I think it's just this off the wall thing that they're doing. And I gotta say, at first, I was completely against Cody Rhodes going with this character. I wasn't buying into it for several weeks. I was just kind of like, no, this doesn't compute with me. But the longer this goes, sorry, that was my phone alerting me. But the longer this goes on with Cody Rhodes, the more I'm kind of getting pulled into this. It's a different kind of persona than Dustin Rhodes' character. The Goldust character is one thing. The Stardust character is completely something else. And reading his latest thing on Twitter earlier tonight, you can kind of that kind of bears that out. There's a different concept going on there, and if you notice, he kind of steals AJ Styles' gimmick a little bit, coming out with putting his hands up and there's the star forming on his hands. It's the same thing AJ Styles used to do, but I digress. Anyway, I want the Dust Brothers to take the tag titles home because they will make the tag title run interesting. And this is what we need. And I think the match is going to be good between them and the Usos. I think the Usos are going to be better chasing the titles than they are holding them. The Dust Brothers can go either way, but I would just like to see them get those titles back. And so it's going to be those two matches. And as a side note, yeah, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins should probably be a good match. And I look for a surprise Dean Ambrose appearance. Don't quote me on it because I thought it would happen tonight on Raw, but I should have known better. Raw is really bad about pulling the trigger on things that the fans would actually want to see. But I think perhaps we will see Dean Ambrose return at Night of Champions to throw a wrench in Seth Rollins' plans. He said he was going to haunt him. So I want to see it happen at the pay-per-view. Just give us something interesting to chew on until Monday night. So that's going to be my choice for matches of the night. It's going to be Sheamus versus Cesaro, and I think Cesaro is going to take the U.S. title. And I think the Dust Brothers are going to take the tag team titles. So there you have it. That's probably going to be the high points, the highlights, best parts of Night of Champions.